everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. You see this face, you hear this voice, but it is not Saturday and it's not 8 a.m. But it is the first of the month. And this is the platform of Chit Chat with Cherise, where we are live once a month on the first of every month. Um, I'm looking around because once again, I don't care what platform I'm on, I'm having technical difficulty. So, and I'm looking for my co-host. I I don't I don't see her. So let me find her. But this platform, I have a co-host who we're going to find right now. And it's a little different from Solid Saturday. The only thing that this platform and Solid Saturday have in common is that they are both birthed from my books. My trilogy, Unnamed and Unwanted. Oh, we probably can't find her because I forgot to press the button. Maybe we'll find her now. Okay, great. I tell you, but rules are still the same. What you see is what you get. We are live, and what you hear is exactly what you heard. And so here this platform is based off of our opinions and openness with hosts of striking your curiosity and your point of view. So sometimes we'll talk current events. Sometimes we'll just talk about how we feel. Sometimes we'll talk about something from one of the books like we're going to do tonight. Last month, we dealt with something that was very current, that was happening, which was the murder of Tyree Nichols in the police department. Um, so come on in. We are here. Please come on in, tag, like, share. Please talk with us in the comments. This is Chit Chat with Cherise. Conversation got real good last month. And we're hoping to do that same thing again. Is she going to make me call her? Did she fall asleep? Where did she go? Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Not that I can't do it by myself, but this is Chit Chat with Cherise. So I don't know where she at. I sent her the link. Hold on, y'all. This is live. Put her on speaker too. You hear the phone, right? That's her phone. For those of you who are logging on, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I'm trying to find my co-host.
Has been forwarded to an.
All right, so I don't know where she at. But I did my part. I did what I was supposed to do. And I was just on the phone with her like a half hour ago. I don't know where she went. Hopefully she'll log in and she'll join us. And we're going to go on. But y'all are here. Thank you for those of you who are here. If you're watching, please just say hello so I just can see who's with me. And if not, it's cool. Ah, there she go. There she go. Now I need her to do what she need to do so I can. She taught me what to do. Okay. Let me add her. Okay, there you go. Are you? So now you can do your part to the thing so we can share it.
Yeah, I couldn't. It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't allow me to do it while you was talking because I heard you say I'm gonna call her right now. Like I was listening to everything, but the button wasn't. The button wasn't there where you could add people. Like maybe you have a block or something on there, but I can't do it. Like most people, when you go live on Facebook, they can add a
right.
Yeah, they can add a.
We're gonna have to sit down and just figure that out because I need your people. So let me see if I can. I can't even share this because there's no share on the doggone live, and I really want of course I want your audience there. But all right, we have to figure it out. We definitely have to figure that out because I don't like that. I don't like that. But there she go, everybody. So, all right, so she got an eye patch because she had a fight with somebody in her sleep and she lost. Okay, great. I went to work. I got stressed out. I got spasms in my neck. So we both jacked up. But we are committed and we are here. So before we get into talking tonight about our topic, which I think is going to, I don't know which way it's going to go because there's so many ways we can deal with it, but we going to get started. I just ask that on this platform, you just be respectful and just be mature with your questions, your comments, and your concern, and just be considerate one to another. All right? All right, so we chit-chatting tonight, y'all. Last week, like I said, we talked about Tyree Nichols, and there's still stuff coming up about that. I gotta get my hair done, Auntie. Don't do that. And that was really, really good. We had a lot of views, we had a lot of comments. So thank you guys for hey Colleen, for tuning in last week. This week we are actually going to deal with something that from my book. This is the second installment of Unnamed Unwanted: The Possibilities of Me. And this book, I don't know which book was harder to write, Janine, the first one or the second one.
I would say
because the first book dealt with the relationship with my mother that I did not have.
Right.
But that abuse, because that was verbal and emotional abuse, as you know, but that abuse led to the situations that took place in this book.
Okay.
Because I wasn't strong enough to make the right decisions.
Right.
Right? Which leads to our topic of tonight. And our topic tonight is the power of no.
Yes. Come on here.
The power of no. And right here I go again. God always deals with me right before I push that live button. Something said, look up the definition of the word no, because we know it as, a survivor and a conqueror, because, that's that church lingo. But I did a quick definition research of the word no, and it clearly says a negative answer or decision. That's what no is defined as a negative answer or decision. Yeah, we find that out later, Colleen, that no is a complete sentence. But do we really operate in the fullness of the completed sentence? That's what this platform is about. And when do we operate as a complete sentence? When do we say no?
All the time.
How do we say no? What happens when you do say no? What happens when you don't say no? Because I wrote the power of no from a standpoint of me not saying no, right? And then, okay, so y'all want to laugh at me, right? Because I am who I am. I'm Cherise all day. I need to get that on a t-shirt. I'm Cherise all day. So I wrote about it. I'm going to read something out of the book. So you want to know the rest of the story? You got to buy the book. The book is on Amazon, or y'all can inbox me personally because I have restocked. And you can find it on Amazon under Unnamed and Unwanted, right? So I'm just going to read a little bit of it because y'all got to buy the book. But I wrote this portion from a standpoint of dealing with a manipulator. And at this point, I'm finding my strength, so to say. All right. So I'm just going to read. I was trying to find something where to start. So I'm just going to read, right? So this is me dealing with this guy who already knew was no good for me. I had no business being with him. Nobody. I keep telling you to send her here, Carlene. She don't like the way you tell her no. See, if I tell her no, she's gonna be okay. Carlene is talking about my child that she had for me that she won't bring here, y'all. She told her no today, right? So I'm reading from a portion of where I'm dealing with my thoughts in regards to this guy that I know I should have told him no, but I didn't, right? So it reads, I totally convinced myself that there was no me without him. There were a few others during Joe, that's his name, Joe, but Joe was the one with the strongest emotional hold on me. I told Joe to his face that he was a masterful manipulator. He said, no, he wasn't, and I said, okay. Maybe you're not. Stupid was I. I literally became dumb for a guy that I knew never wanted to build something with me and only wanted me for sex and selfish pleasures. We must take ownership of our shortcomings and develop accountability unto ourselves. Never allow anyone or anything the power to hold your past against you, even if it's you. That was in the book, y'all. So, as you hear, I was dealing with this guy, and I became dumb. I became dumb because I wanted to be with him, and I believed if I allowed stuff to happen, he would choose me. Fast forward, he didn't choose me, and it is what it is. And now looking back, I'm glad that I wasn't chosen because he hasn't changed. Been there. Yeah, so what do we do with stuff like that? That's the lifestyle of a manipulator. And if you read on in this book, I wrote about being healed and being whole because he would say enough about my healing. He did care about me, and technically he still does, but he didn't love me enough to let me become whole, because once I become whole, then he already knew he was going to be done away with like he is now. I fooled myself into thinking that he had to be a part of my healing. That's not true. All you need is you to be willing enough to be accountable for the part that you play in it, whatever that it is, and then ask God to help you with the rest. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. So my power of no came from being able to tell him no and mean it. And the thing with that was I was strong enough to say no to him, but I wasn't strong enough to stand behind my no. I didn't enforce the power that no holds, or that it actually carries. And rightfully so, right? Because according to the dictionary, the definition of no is a negative answer and decision, which it is. But because it's negative, is it always a bad thing? And I think that's where we are with it right now. Because no is very powerful. And like Carlene said, hey, Berta, like Carlene said, no is a complete sentence. But when is it wrong to say no? When is it right to say no? The power, yeah. That's what I didn't have it. I didn't have it, Carlene, and it's in the book. I didn't have it. And because I didn't have it, I was 18 years of toxicity and low self-esteem, and I don't want to be alone. I want to be by myself. Are you kidding me? Child, please. Do you see me? You see who I am? I mean, that's a conversation I have with myself in the mirror. You got to know your self-worth. That's where we left off on Solid Saturday, right? Know your worth. So, and I think a lot of that happened, or I allowed to happen, because I didn't know my self-worth. I didn't. It was torn down. Not by him. It wasn't torn down by him, but he recognized it and took advantage of it. My self-esteem was torn down from my mother. And that's in book 1. But Janine, talk to me. Janine's
I
whole
think
life is
is
a no. So she's on the opposite
oh
side, right? I'm the defendant, she's the prosecutor. In this situation, because Janine's whole life is a no. I don't know if Janine ever had a moment where she was that vulnerable. How?
I mean it
How?
I was very my first love. You couldn't tell me nothing, and he couldn't. Like I was stuck. Um, I was truly stuck. I was very very vulnerable with him. Um, I think
But did you lose yourself with him? Like you let
I
stuff
did.
slide, you let stuff
I did.
go.
I did.
You did.
I did. I did. I did. Absolutely, I
So
did.
when did you find the power? Because here's the thing: the power. Think about having the power of your no is you telling yourself no, and you're
So
saying
when
no to
did
you're saying
I?
no to that situation. You're saying no to that toxicity, and you're realizing that you yourself deserve better. That's where your power comes in. That with no.
Right.
So how did you deal with that? What did you do?
Um. Honestly, it didn't happen until a couple of years ago.
Hold on. Hold on. You said your first love?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how many couple of years ago? Because you know where I'm going, right? Because you got a few last names, you got a few pieces of paper. What do you mean a few years ago?
I'm gonna say, well, that's more than a few years ago. So I'm gonna say around 10.
Okay, but you were married though, so that still don't make sense to
Married.
me. You
Well,
wasn't? Yeah,
mm-mm,
yeah.
mm-mm. Well, I wasn't. I wasn't married to. I wasn't married to Stewart.
Right. But I'm just saying, after your first love, who you did not marry,
Right.
you were married
Mm-hmm.
and married again.
Mm-hmm.
And on you and
In
so
person.
was it emotional for you? Was it psychological for you? Because this is what people need to understand. Just because you change address, change states, that it's an emotional hold, and that's what I was trying to get to in this book.
Mm-hmm.
So is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Wow,
ma'am.
wow.
It was an emotional hold that I did not realize I had. See, sometimes you don't realize you have because out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
So you don't really realize that they still have that power over you until you see them, they call you, you talk to them. You don't realize that it still exists if they're out of sight, out of mind. Because you're not. You're. I had children. I had a whole husband.
Whole
So
husband
you know,
twice.
you didn't. It's like so my mind is not on, if you're not talking to them every day, you're not seeing them every day, you're not, so you don't realize that you have this emotional. I didn't realize that emotional hole was still there until after everything went down with that person. I didn't realize
Mm.
it. I didn't realize that. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Um, like you sometimes you don't realize it until it's put in your face. It has to be put in your face for you to understand.
True. Very, very, very true. And what was your awakening statement when you realized that? What was your statement? Like for me, it was like there's got to be better than this.
Um, but for me, it was. Are you freaking serious?
But like,
No, for real. That's what it was. Because
yeah,
it was. Do you looking in the mirror? Do you know who you are? And I'm not trying to be, conceited or anything like that. Or it was more of nah, no way possible. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so it doesn't. It was an interesting fight, and that's
With who? With yourself?
yes, interesting fight. Mind over matter, mind over your heart. Like your mind and
Yeah,
your heart can have a fight with each other, and people don't realize.
yeah,
People do not realize
yeah.
that
Hey, Tracy.
that your mind and your heart can fight with each other,
Yes, yes.
and you
You
have
know,
fight with your mind and your heart. You don't know. You don't know who to listen to.
true.
It's a whole battle. It's a whole battle, and it puts you in a state of anxiety, depression. All these other emotions come into play when it comes to that, and people don't understand that.
Yeah, yeah. And until we understand that, um, when people sense that vulnerability
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
you, because people know you better than you know yourself, or you're willing to admit, they actually are controlling you.
Absolutely.
They're controlling you. They
Absolutely.
know what to say.
Well,
They
not.
know how to make it real soft and real sweet. And
Mm-hmm.
it ain't just in relationship. It's people. People,
Absolutely.
period. Co-workers, people, your family. Oh my God, your family members.
Get me started.
You know, like come on, cuz, stop. No, I don't know. I know you're a pain in my behind. That's what I do know.
Ooh.
But it's too much. Yeah, Tracy, they take advantage of you. Yes. They take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of you. And this was my argument for years. And I finally got an answer. Because I was like, if you knew my weakness and my struggle, and you knew what I wanted out of all of this, and you knew you didn't want it, why didn't you walk away and leave me alone? And let me heal, let me cry it out. Oh my
Because they
God, he
didn't.
left me.
They
And
didn't
then
want.
let me heal and let me move on.
They didn't want that.
They didn't want that.
Oh God.
They didn't want that.
I'm sorry, y'all. My eyes is running, and sorry.
Yeah, I told y'all, for y'all, those of y'all who's just tuning in, she had a fight with herself and lost. So seriously, she woke up like that, and we don't know what happened.
And
So
that I can't drive, and
she
I mean,
can't
not that I don't.
drive.
I don't
I'm dealing
mind
with
being.
neck spasms. So it's the cripple and the cripple, but the cripple are committed, and I'm forever grateful.
So I apologize.
Why didn't walk away, Tracy? I wasn't strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't strong enough, Tracy.
And
I
still have
wasn't. But
debate.
I don't know, Tracy. I don't know if you bought my first, and I didn't bring it out here. My first book, Unnamed and Unwanted, I talk about the dysfunctional relationship I have with my mom, and she destroyed, she mutilated my self worth and my self esteem. So when it was time for me to be an adult and be in a relationship, I wasn't able to recognize the signs. I wasn't strong enough, even if I knew, because right is right and wrong is wrong. You don't really need a red flag that glows in the dark, you know.
Not a
But
red flag that glows.
cause Tracy, I did walk away. I walked away. I moved to a whole nother state and came back and came right back to him because I felt like he knew my situation, he knew my struggle, he knew I didn't have a job at the time, he knew me, and he still wanted to be with me, so to say. So I felt like at that time I couldn't do any better.
Mm.
I couldn't do any better.
Or maybe you thought you didn't deserve better.
Absolutely. Check all the boxes. Check all the boxes. Check all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Then I was like, oh my God. I was like, he's handsome, he's intelligent, he's in church.
Oh, now
he's in church.
See, that's my motto. I don't deal with men in church.
I don't want to.
I'll bring them. I mean, I'll bring them to church, but I'm not dealing
with them. Right. And so then they know the scriptures and they know how to manipulate. And I was just like, oh, you must be Satan's nephew, because he knows the word too, and he's a manipulator and he does well with it too. But then there's people who not in church. I don't know where they get it from. I just don't. That's when you say, oh, he's so smooth. He just got the right words. He knows how to, he's a ladies' man. Or, and it's not just men preying on women. Women prey on men too.
Facts.
So it's just, I'm just saying it because that was my biggest traumatic experience and my biggest breakthrough, because it was 18 years of off and on, back and forth. He done went and got married, moved to a whole nother state and got babies, and it was still back and forth. This is my platform and my testimony. Until 5 years ago. Literally. Until 5 years ago. When not only was I sick and tired, my sick and tired was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Hey, Wendy.
I can't.
It was just too much. It was just too much, and I'm tired. I'm tired, and I was like, if I'm coming to a close, to an end, because I tell people I'm closer to death now than I was 20, 30 years ago. I'm gonna. I'd rather be alone and be at peace with myself and my puppy as soon as I go get him. My puppy name is going to be Scotch. Yes, just like the alcohol Scotch, because it's a tribute to my dad. That's what he drunk. And I want my puppy. I'm going to name my puppy Scotch. Y'all can talk about me later. I don't care. But here's the thing too, right?
Not Scotch.
Yeah, I'm going to name my puppy Scotch. But
what happened? Fido or something like?
No, because I'm Cherise all day. I told you that. I'm Cherise all day. And my dog name is going to be Scotch, and it's going to be a tribute to my daddy. Now, and here's the thing about manipulators, because my story is written based on being manipulated. And right? So that the phrase, there's power in your no, came from me getting a breakthrough from a manipulator, right? And here's the thing. Once I started standing on my feet and just putting my feet down and was like, no, and I mean no, they get mad. Big man. And you know why they get mad? Because they see you taking your power back. They see them losing control. And that's what we have to, as a people, not just as a woman, but as a man too, because me writing my books, I've had a lot of men come up to me. Like, yeah, that happened to me with my wife. That's why we divorced today. And somebody else. The guys I used to hang with, I was wearing myself out, trying to impress them and prove myself to them as a musician or as this and as that. And they got all the females, so I had to go find the baddest chick. But nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt from manipulation. Nobody. And being used from the pulpit to prison. And if y'all watch Fatal Attraction, my God.
Woo!
But
and snapped. Don't get snapped.
I don't watch Snap.
Ooh, girl.
I don't watch Snap. But it's that same mindset. It's that same concept. If I do this, they'll want me. They'll choose me. I'm going to protect them. No, you come first.
Mm-hmm.
You come first. And this is where we need to get to. You come first as an individual, as a human being. You got to be your first person. You got to love yourself. You got to encourage yourself. You got to be there for you when nobody else is there for you. If you telling somebody no causes them to leave you and be mad with you or have an attitude with you, maybe they ain't the right one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. If they don't have a reasonable why.
Right.
Right, like make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe it is for my betterment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they see something that I don't see. You know, like like talking with your girls or something. Oh, I'm so in love with him. You be like, girl, that's not it. That don't watch that. Be careful. Don't rush into that. Oh, you just jealous because ain't nobody with you. Nobody wants you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Maybe 6 months, maybe 5 years, maybe 20 years. But everybody that I didn't agree with, for my friends and them and they're all divorced. Okay, great. They're all divorced, and some have remarried and some are single. But I promise you, and I'm not saying I'm a prophet, but I because I survived it, I know it. It could be a red flag, a blue flag, a yellow flag, a neon flag, a flag that glows in the dark. When you experience it for yourself, honey, you become a master about it. Honey, I'm a doctor. I will put a DR behind my name because I'm like, that ain't it. That ain't it. And you ain't got to be no punk, but it's just about respect and reciprocity, and just having somebody's best interest at heart. And a flag is a flag, Tracy. A flag is a flag. And you got to have somebody's best interest. Just don't, you know what I mean? So when you feel like that, you got to do a self-check. I feel like I wasn't strong enough to do a self-check. Because had I did a self-check, it wouldn't have been 18 years. Had I sat down and been like, well, Cherise, is this what you really want? Does he check all the boxes? Is he consistent in doing this? What is his tone when he talks to you like that? Why you always catching him with another female and he always got a reason for it?
Wow.
Why he's paying everybody else's bills but yours? Not that he had to, but he didn't even offer. Why would I want to be with somebody like that? Just because they talk a good game? Because that's all it was a game. Yeah, Tracy, it is deep. So now no is no. And they still sniffing and creeping and calling, but that's a whole nother story. But now it's no. Please stop. Stop. I have not changed my number in over 20 years. Don't make me do it because of you. And I'm trying to be cordial because there's a lot of history. It wasn't all bad, but when it was bad, it was really bad. Because it was mental, it was emotional. So until I found my power in my no and really believe it and stand up and just no. Just no. That's just, and it's about self-worth. It's about self-worth. But Janine, let me ask you this, right? Because you said that was your first love, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said, and we both agree that both our situations was emotional, right?
Absolutely.
So how were you able to move on to the next? How did you allow yourself to be in a relationship with somebody else? We ain't gonna even talk about get married again. but just allow yourself to
Right.
want to. And I think that's where, as close as we are, that's where we differ, because you're not afraid to love.
Right.
You be like, all
At
right,
all.
next.
I believe
That's you. You be like, next, because
yes,
I'm like, nah, I
absolutely.
need your fingerprint, I
That
need your
part.
blood type, I
That part.
need, nope. I need the pinky toe in the box in my freezer. I need, but you don't, and I got to be careful with that too, because you
You
don't want to
close
say
yourself.
no to the wrong
The
person.
thing about it is you close yourself off. Um, because you can't. It's very hard when you shut down and say, okay, I'm not gonna love again because your heart and your mind can't really decipher. Okay, does she mean man? Does she mean her best friend? Does she mean her friends? Does she mean it's too many different levels of love,
Right.
and there's too many. You have, love for family, you have love for, um, the person that you're with. You have love for
You
your
break it up a little
friends. It's
bit.
too many different. Um, well, I'm not. Unfortunately, everybody, I'm not home because of my situation, and my signal may be a little off. So if you can't hear or you can't, well, I can't see you, because of my eye, I can't read anyway. Um, but I can't. I can't see comments. I can't see anything.
I didn't mean to
Um,
laugh that hard, but
it's the truth. So, um, with that being said, it's like you can't pick and choose what kind of love you're gonna shut down with. You just shut down. And when you shut down, that means you shutting people out, not just that person, but you end up shutting people out. People who actually do mean you well. So with that being said, I realize what I realized, okay, this wasn't good for me. This is not healthy. This is what it is, but I'm going to move on. I'm not going to close myself off because what am I actually closing myself off to?
yeah. So, and see, and this is where we are totally opposite, because I'm all or nothing. I'm done. Bye. I am down to two friends, and one of them is a dog. Like, I can't,
Mm,
and that's because of the trauma that I'm healing from, because there's still
absolutely.
residue and there's still triggers from my mother. I didn't experience love from her, so I didn't know how to get hurt and recover. So this is why relationships and conversations are so important.
Also, this
And
is therapy is important, but
yeah, but
as a
even before
people,
we get to therapy, the first relationship that you ever have is with your parents.
mm-hmm,
And I didn't have that with my mother. I had it with my dad, but my dad was doing his own survival mechanism. He went to work, he came home and shower, he had dinner, and he went out with the boys.
mm,
Survival. And that just dawned on me that that's how he was surviving the nastiness of my mom. Me, I'm a kid. I'm stuck in the house. Where am I going? Hated winter because it got dark at 2:30.
not 2:30.
Back in the 80s, it got dark at 2:30. Once you came home from school, you was in the house. So I'm stuck.
It was too cold outside anyway.
But I couldn't go to a friend's house. I had no escape.
Right,
I had no escape. So all of this is being fed into me as a kid.
right.
So I don't know how to love and recover. It's
Mm,
it's everything. In that level of my life, I'm learning now. But everything was totally extreme. Totally extreme. And now I'm learning the balance. And now I'm learning a balance because now I'm learning the power of my no. It's okay to say no, especially if I have to save myself and protect myself. And I'm learning it, and I'm glad that I'm learning it because it's not too late for me. Even if I'm not in a relationship, I'm in a relationship with myself.
Right.
Would you believe at this age that I'm learning to love myself? And then it makes me wonder if I ever really loved myself before now.
Wow.
And I think I did a little bit, but the little bit that I did have, because all of that I tolerated with Joe, I never tolerated before him. Ever. Ever.
Come on here.
Ever. And who's on here? Colleen is on here. Because Colleen, you still on here? Because Colleen will tell you, Colleen was dating somebody when I first met her, and her boyfriend was cute, and I didn't know she was with him. But I was definitely getting ready to, oh, okay. Cause that's what, I don't care. Oh, okay. Hey, Em. So before Joe, I was pretty, let's say sturdy. I was okay. You know what I mean? Wasn't nobody really taking
Right.
advantage of me, or not mentally, not emotionally, not
Right.
like that. But it was something about Joe.
Come on.
It was something about Joe that I felt comfortable enough to let my guard down. Like Joe was the first person that I was able to talk to freely. So everything that's in this book, Joe and one other person knew it before I wrote this book. Because I felt like, no, that's not the name. That's just the name in the book. But he Joe tonight. He may be Sam tomorrow. But I felt comfortable enough to share. And that's the main fact of a manipulator too. They get you to trust them. And and I feel like they do that so they can know your weaknesses and then play them against you. I could be wrong, but I know I'm not, because that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. You used it against me to get what you wanted from me. And therefore, I lost my power in my no. You got to be careful who you trust and who you put your trust in. You got to be careful who you trust and put your trust in. Because, and by then, I was sucked in. I was sold out. I was sucked in. And I lost me. I lost me. I had me for a little while, but then I lost me. When Joe came along, I lost me. And now I'm getting it back. Thank you, Rhonda. It is never too late. It is never too late to find yourself and rebuild and continue on. And now we continue on with lessons that we've learned. So we go, and I think I said this on my other platform, Solid Saturdays. We learn from our past. So when we hear certain words or see certain actions or get different kind of responses, especially when you say no, we know what it sounds like. We know what it feels like. We remember that it makes us feel uncomfortable. And we know ain't nothing good gonna come out of it, because ain't nothing good come out of it the last time. Okay, the last time I was in a situation, I said no to the same very statement that didn't end too well. So let me just remove myself from them and it and keep it pushing. Because at the end of the day, you come first. If it has to be forced, it ain't right.
Say that again.
If it has to be forced, it ain't right. Yeah, Auntie, life. And I'm glad. And like I said, I'm talking about a relationship because that's what happened to me. But I noticed the same scenarios in church and at work. People love you as long as you do what they want you to do. But as soon as you tell them no,
Definitely in church.
please, please. I got a whole church still mad at me. I ain't been there in over 12 years.
Still, you
No, we're
still
not. No, no, no. There's no respect. There's no reciprocity. There's no. And then what? Then they make you feel bad for being the type of person that you love doing what you do. I'm a server. And I love people, and I break my back for children. But then when people see you doing stuff for them and whatever the case may be, then they want to take advantage of that. Don't do that.
right.
Don't do that. So when you see stuff like that happening, then you have to say no. Then what? There's so many different scenarios of no, but you got to make sure it's the right reason, it's for the right reasons, with the right tones, with the right motives, and it's genuine. And you cannot be there for everybody. You can't.
Well, no, most of the time, sorry y'all, I'm wiping my eye. Most of
We're gonna call you Patches tonight. It's all right, Patches.
most of the time, people don't want you to say no because they're so used to you saying yes.
Okay, so let's deal with the reverse. Why do you say yes all the time though?
No, I don't. So that's not
Yeah,
my
it's a question. We already know you don't say yes to anything. So
okay.
that would be me. I'm the yes and you're the no.
Okay.
Because I'm the defendant, you're the prosecutor. We already know. We already established that like 15 minutes
Pink
ago.
hot nails. That's all I'm gonna say.
She's Old Testament, I'm New Testament. Oh
Yes. Come on here. I
yeah,
sure.
Rhonda. And that is a sure sign of a manipulator. If they can't respect your no, then that means they can't respect you.
Right.
Yeah, that's just
Agreed.
that's what it is.
Agreed.
That's just
But see, if you don't respect my no, then I don't have to. Then you get cut off. I'm not gonna stand for anyone not respecting my no or my yes. It's first of all, it's very rare I say yes.
amen to that.
Let's just.
Very rare.
I mean, it's very rare that I say yes. If I say yes, just pray and make sure that you have repented and make sure that you were on that Jesus is coming back. You get to go ahead and leave if I say yes because I love a no. And
See,
sometimes
and
no
this is
says
what confuses me with you.
sometimes my no is more than a no.
Say
And
that
if
again.
you don't like it, you get cut off.
But see, this is what confuses me with you, though, right,
Hmm.
sister? No, but you've been married several times. You said yes.
But I really said no. Like, okay, so in my yes, there were just certain things. I guess everybody wants to talk about deal breakers. And,
Okay.
everybody has their. So I said yes, anybody can ask anybody can say, marry me. You have the, you have the option of saying yes, and you have the option of saying no. That's just that. When you get deeper in it, oh, can you do this for me? No. Can you do no? But can you no? So there, yes, I've been married twice to the same person. And but there was so many no's in my yes. And
Explain that.
I have to say that even, and maybe maybe oh God, I hope that I ain't getting more than what the heck is wrong. Um, just because you answer a question, there are so many levels to after the yes. Because after the yes, you say, oh yeah, you get your ring and okay, I want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. Or um, well, I want to have it at this church. I'm not doing it there. I don't like it. Um, can we, talk about, no, I don't want to talk about that right now. Um, there were so many no's after that yes. And
So
there were
what made you
many
say
no's.
yes though? This is what there was so many no's in your yes. Like those no's didn't serve as a red flag or as a warning or lack of compatibility maybe or compromise. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So did you just say, I'm not saying you per se, but do you feel like people say yes just to say no and to have that level of authority or control or power? Because there is power in your no.
Absolutely, there is power in your no, but there's also, like I said, there are deal breakers for people. So everybody's deal breaker is not the same. So if your deal breaker comes up and you say, no, I'm not going to stand for this, this is one of my deal breakers, that is the power, using your power of no, not in an authority of, oh, I can tell you no whenever I feel like it, or I can do, you may, let's say you didn't have the conversation of, okay, I won't use uh, that I was gonna use an example that,
Nah, not that one. Mm-mm.
and
Try
see,
another
you
one.
knew the
Try
sad
another
part
one.
is you
Try
knew
another
what
one.
I was getting ready to say. Okay. Um, okay, let's use my favorite artist. My favorite artist, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how you feel. God bless you and may heaven smile upon you. My favorite artist will and always be R. Kelly.
Yep.
What he did is uncalled for. However, you cannot take away his musical genius and you cannot
Right.
take away his songs, because I promise you, I'm gonna be the
I
loud
agree with that.
in that car with playing bump and grind, playing I'm a flirt, don't say nothing to me, you may get cussed out. So with
I
that
agree
being
with that.
said, if I in his situation, um from what people were saying, he was asking them to do certain things that was out of pocket. um Nobody said no, everybody agreed to it. And then see, this is my problem. Like, so nobody cut it off. Like, at some point, you have to say no. If somebody wants to do something to you that you are not comfortable with, everybody has seen 50 Shades of Grey. I hope everybody has seen 50 Shades of Grey.
Did I
50
see
Shades of Grey.
Grey?
And you didn't see 50 Shades of Grey? All three of them? Beautiful movie. I love the love story. Beautiful. But her power in her no, she said, I'm not, oh, this is what you do? At the end of the movie, she was like, this is what you do. This makes you happy. I'm not standing for it. And the elevator doors closed, and my girl said, I'm out. No, period. Period, point blank. So she started off with yes. But then when she realized that this is her deal breaker, you have lost your full mind, sir. I'm not doing it. So you start off with yes, absolutely.
You start off with
But
yes. You know what? I see it. I see it because I started off yes with Joe.
You start off with yes.
You are
but
absolutely right. You
when
are
you
absolutely right.
when you keep going and learning a person, and this person, hold on, wait a minute. So beating me till I bleed makes you happy because
right.
this
You
is
are.
your M or whatever you call that thing that they do in 50 Shades of Grey, or or R. Kelly, urinating on people. I'm like, nobody said no. So you can start off with yes, as to say, oh yes, I'm gonna meet this person, or I'm gonna be with this person, and then all of a sudden you realize, wait, you crazy.
I see it. I got
But
it.
you don't
You are
know
absolutely right.
that the person is crazy beforehand, because they don't show you the crazy until after.
You are absolutely right, sis.
You are already in the situation.
And
then
that's why nobody
then you
is
see
exempt.
the crazy. And then you're like, hold up.
Yep.
You have lost your mind. I'm about to do 25 to life. Okay.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. And
So
no one
and
is
that's
exempt. And I'm glad you used the examples that you did, because nobody is exempt.
Nobody.
From the red flags, from the deal breakers. No person, place, a thing.
Nobody.
Like here we're talking about relationships because that's the most relatable. Because nobody want to talk about it happening in church, but it does. Nobody want to talk about it happening at work, but it does. Nobody want to talk about it happening among family members, but it does. So, but it's a real thing. It has no respect. Manipulation has no respect of person.
Right, and that's how they get.
And your power
don't deal with.
And just like manipulation has no respect about your power should have the same level of respect.
Absolutely.
And it starts with you. It starts with you, and it starts with yourself. Wow, Janine, it's already in almost an hour already. Oh, wow. I tell you, I didn't know where this conversation was going, but I just felt like, let's talk about it. Let's bring something from the book, because this platform was built off this particular book. The Possibilities of Me. The power of your no controls your possibilities of yourself.
And please know, I use the word no.
Yeah, well, your name is No Janine, so it's like no hyphen Janine.
That part.
So, but yeah, I'm glad you brought out those examples the way that you did, because, like you said, that Robert Kelly is a genius.
Absolutely.
Didn't know he was that closet. He was closet crazy. He was just closet. And like you said, nobody said no. We just talking about the women that he was with. The parents didn't say no. Security didn't say no. Managers didn't say no. The drivers didn't say no. Nobody said no.
Nobody said no because of who he was.
Because of who didn't see the crazy was
afterwards. So
and he's the only one. He's the only one, and he's the only one that I personally have a problem with that. But he's the only one. So, folks, learn the power of no. Even though the definition says it's a negative answer, it can save your life. It can save your life. It can save your life. It's saving mine right now.
Oh, it always saves mine.
It's saving mine right now.
Also, people don't want to deal with that. It also saves your sanity.
Oh my God. We may have to talk another hour. We may have to need another 15 minutes.
Saying no saves your sanity. You never want to lose your sanity for anybody. I don't care who it is.
Anybody.
Mama, daddy, aunt, uncle, pastor. They always pick you because you always get stuff done, but you burnt out. You burnt out at church, and you burnt out at home, and you burnt out everywhere. And then people want to know why you on 45 medications. Well, let me share with you why I'm on 45 medications.
Listen.
But the pastor don't trust nobody else to do it, so he always asks me, and then I don't want to tell him no because he the pastor, and then I don't want him to feel no type of way because he the pastor, and I don't want no.
That's what they say. That's why I love Divine Destiny Cathedral, where the Right Reverend Bishop James A. Jones Sr. and the co-pastor is Yvonne Jones, because they are not like that. Never a shameless plug. The truth all day. That's why I love my church. Okay, great. I just had to get that out because, people categorize, you have that kind of experience with one church. They categorize all churches. Nope. No, ma'am, no, sir.
And that's the truth.
There is a remnant that are not like that, and my leaders and my covering are part of the remnant. I don't know about nobody else because I don't attend nobody else's church. But it's me and my house, they don't operate like that.
That part.
But Janine, what kind of encouragement do you want to leave with the people? Because I always like to leave on a positive note.
Oh, absolutely.
We can.
Absolutely.
And I think you said it. You said never lose your sanity, never lose yourself, never lose your sanity.
Your sanity.
I like that.
Never lose.
I'm slowly getting mine back, so I'm excited.
Never lose your sanity because you don't want to be. You don't want to be in that depressed stage.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. So
I would say
that's my
I like that. I would say forget the red flags. Pay attention to yourself. Your heart and your mind will tell you first that ain't right before you like I said, we use relationships as an example because that's what I wrote about in my book. But any kind of relationship, churchship, jobship, friendship, man, you already know something ain't feeling right. Something ain't. You may not be 100% up here, but you be like, I don't know. If you have to say I don't know, follow the no.
That part.
Follow the N-O in between the K and the W. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You just trust yourself. That's where I'm at. I'm learning to trust myself again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trusting myself again. I'm loving myself again. Getting my sanity back again. And that's all a part of the power of your no. And sometimes you got to say no to save yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Chit Chat for Cherise. We will be back on the 1st of April, April 1st at 7 p.m. I don't know what we're going to talk about because I don't know what's going to happen in these next 30 days because we just flow with it. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for everybody who logged on. Pray for my sister and her one good eye because she can't drive. She can barely see. But she was committed on tonight. Pray for me with these spasms in my neck because I'm about to drug up. So you hope you'll see me again on April 1st on Chit Chat with Cherise. And for those, because honey, these pills will make you sleep for 30 days. I ain't gonna even hold you. And also tune in on Saturdays at 8 a.m. for Solid Saturday. It's Women of Wisdom. You got some powerful speakers coming through for the month of March. Please tune in and join in with us as we're on our journey towards bigger, better, greater. Love you all. And until next time, stay safe and stay encouraged. Bye.
Stay